What's up, music fans of the internet? I'm Derek,
And I am Kevin.
and together we are last week's album. We're talking about good music. But before we go any further, we're going to start things off like we always do, drinking a beer. Cheers, Kevin. Cheers, everyone at home.
Cheers, Derek, and everyone at home.
This week we are reviewing And Star Power by Foxygen. Foxygen being Sam France on vocals and multi-instrumentalist Jonathan Rado. And Star Power follows 2013's We Are the 21st Century Ambassadors of Peace and Magic. This album has been plagued by rumors of an impending breakup of Foxygen, which, well, hasn't happened yet, so we're all happy for that. This album includes guests from Flaming Lips of Montreal, Wet Fence, and Bleach. And this album is comprised of 24 songs, as it was kind of a concept album, and Star Power being their alter egos. Or we've also heard this was them if they were a punk band abducted by aliens, or did I get that backwards? Abducted by a punk band of aliens. I don't know.
The latter.
Okay, I thought I was getting further away from it as I said that, but there you have it. So I've even named kind of the sides of the album, kind of the 60s double album type stuff. And the side titles include The Hits, Star Power Suite, The Paranoid Side, Scream, Journey Through Hell, and Hang On to Love. So that's just kind of a brief synopsis of what goes on here. So that brings us to Sounds Like. Kevin, what do you think this sounds like?
All right, Derek. I think And Star Power by Foxygen sounds like Throwback, psych rockers trade in their crafty superpowers for kitschy sorta-powers.
Kitschy sorta-powers. Oh, I like what you did there. I think And Star Power sounds like Foxygen threw out the rule book and used it to start a fire that was used to heat the cauldron of classic rock sounds, left to simmer, eventually becoming a heavy stew of nostalgic sounds and at times some less than familiar sounds.
An appropriately long sounds like for a very long album. Nicely done, Derek.
Yeah, well, here's my alternate. Foxygen are friends of brevity, a characteristic compensated by volume. Which I think also reflects the album.
Yeah.
All right, so key tracks. Kevin, what do you have?
My key track is called How Can You Really? What about yours, Derek?
That's a good one. Mine was actually Could Have Been My Love. I think yours comes before mine, so why don't you kick us off?
Sure. How Can You Really features bouncing pianos, popping drums, jangly guitars, androgynous vocals, bluesy electric guitar, cooing backing vocals, random spacey effects, these very nice vocal estrays where they sort of break the melody structure in these nice, surprising ways, a pioneering twin guitar solo that almost sounds like a couple of out-of-tune Casios. And overall, there's a lot going on in this track, but it all layers together really, really well. So stuck out to me as a great track. What about Could Have Been My Love, Derek?
Could Have Been My Love, from a sound perspective, follows this old-timey sounding piano, which plays this brooding, rising and falling riff. The vocals I thought were very interesting because it's kind of a call and response with the chorus and Sam France here. However, the chorus kind of serves, they do the call and then Sam does the response, so I thought that was kind of cool. There's a pensive bass snare drum beat with heavy hi-hats over the chorus. There's a subtle electric guitar riff that kind of floats in and out, really kind of adds a kind of eerie effect, if you will. As the title implies, there's kind of focus on the one that got away, if you will. And instead of brooding on it, I kind of liked it because towards the end there was this some sort of acceptance or, moving on, as he asked, how am I going to make it without you? Cry. So, no harm, no foul. I just thought it was a really kind of cool song, kind of a ballad-like, but I thought they really nailed it. So that brings us to Best Lyric. Kevin, what did you have?
I'm going with a line from Star Power 3, What Are We Good For? And the line says, what are we good for if we can't make it? I think everyone is aware that that's a little sly jab at success or the way this album is going to be received, if they will make it as a band eventually. I don't know. I don't know if they're even making an album here. I think it can be argued both ways. So you take it how you will. Derek, what did you have for a best lyric?
Kevin, my best lyric actually comes from the same song, Star Power 3, What Are We Good For? And he says, swerving through security like a ceramic donkey in a rant, wearing filthy once white terrorist pants with a broken floor tom. It's such a luxury. I have no idea what any of that means. I'm not even going to try to pretend like I have any idea what any of that means. Ceramic donkey I thought was interesting, and inner rant, rhyming that with filthy once white terrorist pants. I don't know what that is either. But apparently it's all a luxury, or at least maybe the broken floor tom. I don't know, but I thought it was very creative, and I think it really encapsulates the off-the-wallness that is this album. Which is a good segue to overall rating. Kevin, what do you think? Yeah, I think your thoughts are already somewhat apparent, but get laid on us.
Yeah, I've danced around that here and there. I'm giving this a 2 out of 5, which really pains me. I'm a big fan. I'm sure you can tell by the T-shirt. I'm not sure what they're doing here. Is it laziness? Is it prolificness? I don't know. I sort of lean towards laziness. It's an 82-minute double album of 24 songs, a lot of which are just sort of haphazard and half-baked. From guys who can pack like 3 songs and 3 distinct styles into one song, like they did on their last album. I know they can do it. I know they can edit themselves, and they've just chosen not to. I can appreciate that from an artistic standpoint, but come on, guys. I feel like you just threw it all against a wall, and now we're left to deal with it as listeners. So, as Ernest Hemingway said, write drunk, edit sober. I think all they did here was write drunk, and I'm going with a 2 out of 5. What are you giving it, Derek?
Kevin, I'm looking through my notes, and I'm seeing that my overall rating right now is an A, and that's only because I start with A, B, C, so I kind of know what my bullet points are, and apparently I never got to a rating. But I like a 2. Because there's so much going on here. 24 songs kind of does that. You know, I think on one hand you can get lost in the minutia because there's a lot of minutia going on here. But then some you know, like the key tracks we're talking about were fantastic. You know, they're well put together, seemed coherent. You know, kind of a storyline there. Really dug those ones. My biggest complaint, though, lyrically, the song "Cannibal Holocaust" did not satisfy my appetite. I mean, seriously, there's no noticeable references to eating human flesh. I mean, not that I want to eat human flesh per se, but I'd at least like to hear about it in some greater detail, especially in the context of the Holocaust. Like, they put 2 cannibals in a room together and see what happens? I have no idea. If anything, I just wanted clarification there. Yeah, I think, I don't know if this was ambitiousness gone awry or what happened here, but fortunately or unfortunately, I will go, be listening to the next Foxygen album, if there is one. Who knows? So there you have it, a 4 out of 10. But this is Foxygen, so it's weird, so you should probably go listen to it anyway. So there you have it. Thanks again for joining us at last week's album. Don't forget to subscribe to our shiz, and join us again next time. We'll continue talking about good music.